You see Bitcoin collapsing from 120K to below 115K, and you want to know when this bearish downturn is going to end and what can we expect for Bitcoin in August 2025. In order to analyze that, we have to see where are we in the 60-day cycle. As you know, Bitcoin is moving into 60-day cycles, and every 60 days, Bitcoin is making a bottom, for example, like here, or even like here. And from this bottom, Bitcoin is jumping up to make a new highs. Sometimes these highs are made on the beginning of the cycle, like here, and sometimes these highs are made at the end of the cycle, like here. Depending on where we make the high actually explains whether we are in a bearish or a bullish cycle. At this very moment, we are actually making a new 60-day cycle low. The previous cycle was on the 5th of June, and now the first week of August, basically we are overdue for a cycle low, and this is exactly what's happening. So we don't have to be panicked because we are expecting a cycle low, and basically we're expecting this since the last couple of days. We started this downward trend, and as usual for the cycle lows, we might rally a little bit up today, but we're most probably going to go down at about 112, maybe 114K, and we're going to go and resume upwards from there. Now, there are basically two possibilities where we can resume. You can see the green and the red lines on the chart, basically explaining what we can expect from Bitcoin. Now, the sad part is that this cycle most probably is going to be a bearish cycle. It's what traders call left translated cycle, where we actually rally for the first week or 2 weeks in the new cycle. We make a high, but from there we spend about 40 days to actually trend down. This is a bearish cycle because most of the cycle we actually spent trending down. Why the cycle will be a bearish cycle? Because we actually on the last 60-day cycle in this weekly cycle. Bitcoin is also moving in the weekly cycles. And one weekly cycle usually consists of 3 60-day cycles. Here we started the cycle and we are currently about 66% done. It's 120 days as you can see. So now we have about 60 days left in this cycle. In this weekly cycle. As you can see, I already have here marked the potential top on the week 18, which is basically the upcoming week. We might see the top on the week 19 as well, right? So we are not really sure, but that doesn't really matter. What matters actually for us cycle traders is we measure the bottoms. We know that within the next few weeks, we have to see a top. And in order to see the top, we actually have to experience something like this. We have to experience a bottom, and then resumption to the upside for a very short time. Now, to really assess how high we can go, I usually don't do these predictions. However, based on the Fibonacci numbers, we can see that we are expecting to go and potentially to touch this area, which is 135,000. At least we're going to go above 121K, which is the previous top. Now, going back to the past and checking the previous cycles, we had 2 very healthy bullish cycles. Here, once we made this cycle low and the weekly cycle low, we rallied for 45 days up and we spent another 2 weeks turning down. Same thing again, we rallied about 38 days up and then we spent the next 3 weeks down. That's what's going on right now. And from there, we are going to spend most probably a couple of weeks up. Now, the best case scenario is actually these green lines, because then we are basically making a new top. Everybody's getting excited. Everybody starts buying Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. And the market does what it does best. It actually reverses, trapping all the retail investors and then sending the market down. Now, the investor sentiment is going to be completely crushed in this phase. Here, most of the people are going to sell. They will think that, okay, the bull market is over. And what is going to happen next? In October or November, we are going to make another 60-day cycle low and we're going to go and resume further. Now, to finish this video, I actually would like to take a look at other important coins like Ether. This is what I expect from Ether. You can see my cycle indicators at the bottom of the screen. You can see that we are currently going into the weekly cycle high. The 1 week cycle indicator, which is this red line, shows when the financial asset is overbought or oversold. This is the 1 day cycle, the blue line. So whenever the 1 day cycle meets with the 1 week cycle at the top, we always make a top, okay? Right here, we're going to make a top. Now, if you want to get access to these indicators, all you have to do, you have to go to this website right here, which is strategymaster.io. Here, you're going to find my analysis of gold, Bitcoin, crypto, altcoins, and you're also going to get access to the indicators. You simply have to go here and buy the monthly subscription for 42 euros or $49 per month. And basically apply these indicators and understand when we can expect a cycle low and a cycle highs. If we come back to April, is whenever I told everyone to buy Ethereum and to buy Bitcoin, is exactly where we made the cycle bottom, the 2-week cycle, the 1-week cycle, and also the 1-day cycle made multiple bottoms right here. Doesn't matter if you bought for 1.8K, 1.9K, or even 1.6K, you made a huge profit, and now it's time to slowly taking the profits. If you like this video, subscribe, comment down below if you want me to cover a specific one, and don't forget to subscribe to Strategy Master in order to get access to the indicators and become a profitable trader.